Hey guys, welcome back to the Kai Dragon Gardening and Cooking channel. I'm your host Kai, and today we're going to talk about some plants that I personally love for planting still in July and August. This is stuff you can still get a good harvest of before the October frost hits. So the first one I want to talk about, and this is probably one of the easiest things to grow, and that is my beloved Roma tomatoes. Now, of course, in a previous video I said if they were red, you should probably have picked them sooner. I didn't. But these are also what we call a determinate plant. These are a bush type plant. They only produce so much, but they can still produce more. As you can see, I still got more growth. So I do need to pick these. Roma tomatoes are probably one of the best tomatoes you can get. You can usually get started in about 70-80 days. So, and that's for harvesting. 60 days usually is for the growth and to begin harvesting stuff. So depending on how fast you get the seeds germinated, great. So why do I like Roma tomatoes? They make amazing pasta sauce. They also make amazing canned tomatoes. They're one of the best ones, in my opinion, for flavor. They go well with basil and onions. So this is something to definitely consider. If you're thinking about putting a garden right now, get those Roma seeds in the ground. This is one plant that is easy to maintain and you don't need much to hold them up. They're a bush type. So hope you definitely look into this one. Next one is beets. All root type based plants, onions, carrots, beets, radishes, anything that goes in the ground. This is a great time to get them in because you'll get a good fall harvest before winter comes. And these plants will thrive very well. So probably about October is when you pull them, depending on how big they are and how ready they are, depending on your temperature, your climate. But here in the Midwest, you can still grow these all the way up to October. And they're a little bit more cold tolerant than a lot of other plants. Another one here, radishes. Fortunately, as you can see, some of them did bolt on me, but radishes here are another fantastic, and hopefully that wasp does not eat me. Anyway, so radishes is another great root-based one, and you can get these anywhere, and you can just pull them, and they're ready to go. So another great one. Ones that you can plant now and then put straw on and cover them up for winter. Strawberries. You won't get into harvest this year, but if you have strawberry runners, you have strawberry plants that you need to take care of, such as this one here is a runner. You can plant that somewhere, get it growth in it. Let's try this right here. And Mom's Mr. Stackies. Well, hopefully that'll get a root going. Strawberries are still fantastic for prepping up for winter. So you just want to get them settled and get them dormant. Some nurseries will be selling them still. So if you want to get ahead of it for next year, this is a great way. Then during the winter, you just cover them with straw and still just water once in a while. And as long as they're covered up in the straw during the winter time, they won't freeze and they won't die. And then they'll come back up next year. So why I mention herbs is you have things like oregano, basil that you can still plant. In fact, planting basil with Roma tomatoes is a great companion plant that adds a little bit more flavor. And they say, and I can't confirm this because I've been doing it for too long, that it also increases how much production. So all these herbs are a great way to grow and get your storage ready for winter of dried oregano and basil. Not to mention, if you're going into canning, having some fresh oregano to go with your tomatoes, fantastic. And then finally, we're going to talk about one more thing that I love to plant now, besides onions. I mean, I don't have any onions right now, but we do have, and carrots are another one that you could put in the ground now and have a harvest ready for October, November. They're a great plant, another root-based one. So a lot of the root-based ones will not bother Roma tomatoes. So in theory, I could take Roma tomatoes right here, put seeds down in between all these, and have tomatoes and carrots in the same bed, or onions, or basil, or beets. Not gonna hurt anything since the main production is in the ground. So this is another one that I like. And in fact, we do have some tomato plants right here that are growing around the carrots right now. So that's one thing to really consider. And then finally, depending on how many days you have left in the grow season, I highly recommend you looking up your Farmer's Almanac or looking up your area's first frost day. So you have so many days till it frosts. Potatoes is another one you can still get in the ground. Some potatoes grow 60, 70 days. So this is probably the last week or two that you have an opportunity to do this, unless you're more in the southern part of the US. If you're in that area, then you got a little bit more grow time. But potatoes now, you can still get a harvest for fall. Those are some of the ones that I highly recommend that you definitely want to get in the ground now. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. If you got any comments, questions down below, feel free to ask them down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.